You have asked us, so we are going to share with you some of our favorite towns all along the Algarve.
So what are we going to start with, Jane?
Well, I think the first one has to be Luli, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just a lovely town. It's inland, so it's one of the few that's not on the coast, but it has a lot to offer. Well, Luli is one of our favourite places in the Algarve.
It is, and what a fabulous day with a beautiful blue sky, and here we are.
One of the big attractions is the municipal market, which you can see behind us, complete with the red turrets.
And we actually got here by taking the number 10 bus, which was awesome.
The other thing that Luli is famous for is if you're here in the Algarve in February, is the fact that they have Carnival for over 3 days, and it's just an absolute spectacle.
It's great. And another thing too, Norm, is there are so many different restaurants and cafe places here. And we just had a wonderful lunch here, didn't we?
It was basically an out-of-the-way side street. It's a mom-and-pop cafe, but they did the most amazing food. We had a bifana sandwich, soup of the day, which was homemade vegetable, and Tina had a ham and cheese toastie on rustic bread, and it was perfect.
It was, and we even got a beer and a glass of wine, all for €10. Fantastic value.
It really was. Filled us up enormously. So if you're in the Algarve, come to Luli. It's only 4 kilometers from Villamora and probably about a half-hour drive from Albufeira.
And they do have a castle here, and they do have a lovely sort of market square and lots of places of interest for you to walk around.
Beautiful architecture, so come to Luli. So one of our favourite flat places, and it's especially good if your mobility isn't quite great, is Armaçao de Pera.
I know, and that is one of my favorite places too. I think one of the things we really like there is it has a beautiful pavement promenade area that you can just walk along the ocean.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and there's so many cafes, and it's easy to get accommodation there. But it's a small town. It's not as big as some of the others, like Albufeira or Lagos. So it's easily navigated, and there's some really nice individual restaurants, and there's a Holiday Inn there.
There is, and that is beautifully positioned right on the beach, and I think it even has its own Indian restaurant. It's not open all the
So
time.
another place that we're really fond of in the Algarve team, what would that be?
And that is Tavira.
Wow, and that's just, we stayed there for the first time this year, and we
Yes.
really enjoyed it. We had 2 weeks in Tavira.
And what we liked was it was such a walkable place. Everything was so near. And if you wanted to go to the beach, you could hop on the ferry, and that was quite exciting. We did that, didn't we?
We did, but I loved the architecture.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to see and do. The camera of Obscura, 18.
And also, you can get to other places by the train too. We didn't manage to get there to Villarreal San Antonio because there was a train strike on, but I think maybe next time we would.
But that's the advantage of Tavira. It's on a bus line
Yeah.
for the inter-town travel with Vamoose and the other lines. And it's directly on the train line as well, so easy to get into Faro. There's lots to see and do. And the one thing, if you're from Canada, what you'll be able to do in Tavira is go to Canada. And if you don't believe me, Google it.
Yeah.
Get Google Maps out.
I know, that's just awesome, isn't it, Norm? And the other thing too is you can also visit the octopus capital.
Of the world.
Yeah.
But they're not alive.
No.
They're very tasty. So, and you can walk from Tavira to the octopus capital of the world.
Yes.
And we just had a great time. We loved the cafe that was there. There was 2 cafes that we
Yeah.
went to. And the Indian restaurant we found was just absolutely superb. So do put Tavira on your bucket list. So NordVPN has been a godsend on this trip, Teen.
Oh, it has, because there's so much we've had to do, like going back and checking our banking and everything, isn't the norm?
So we've been here 76 days. So that means that we have been through a couple of payment cycles. And while we have automated as much as we can, we still like to keep track on money coming into the account, just to make sure it's there.
So we really appreciate being able to use NordVPN for that.
So what we do with NordVPN is that we turn it on. It makes us totally invisible to the internet provider in our hotel. It prevents us being scammed, and it also prevents these man-in-the-middle attacks where people can intercept your internet traffic. And if you haven't got a VPN, we highly recommend NordVPN. And if you click our link, you'll get a 30-day free trial and a special offer.
And I think the other thing too, Norm, is that because we've now managed to use our Fire Stick, we can actually watch movies from back home, which has been awesome.
Especially for the series, the shows that we're following, it's nice to be able to keep up with those. So, thanks NordVPN for sponsoring this video. The other neat thing about Armaco de Para, Teen, is
Fisherman's Beach.
Which is an authentic fishing beach, still has the boats and huts.
Yes.
So the nice thing about this town is there's lots to see and do, and it's, as we said, easily navigable.
And yeah, it is, and it's not very far from Albufeira, is it, Norm?
No, about a $13 Uber ride. This must be take 300, Teen. It just feels as though I'm aging.
It's all against us, whether it's the wind, whether it's people walking past us, whether it's people on cell phones.
So, Teen,
yes.
Algarve, tell me about it.
Algarve, we love Algarve. There is a beautiful promenade, boardwalk that you can walk all along the beach. It's really nice.
It connects all the hotels that are like in the hotel strip out along the beach to the downtown. So it's a lovely walk, and the town itself is very historic. It is a little hilly in the downtown, getting to the beach, but there's beautiful dining along the river. So there's a river and there's the ocean.
And another thing we've noticed too is there is an awful lot of Irish pubs there.
Must be the Irish pub capital of the Algarve, Teen.
And the other thing is there is masses of Indian restaurants.
But the other thing that it is it used to be the home of the €1 pint.
Oh, yes.
But I think it's gone up a little bit now, Teen, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Is it 150 or 2? But the €1's gone.
But still cheap beer in Algarve, if that's a thing for you. Plus there's a little market, and it's just a charming place to walk around, and it's small, so not as many crowds as some of the bigger towns. So that brings us to
Lagos. This is probably one of our favorites because there's like two sides to the little town.
Jekyll and Hyde.
They have a marina on one side and then they have the old town, and they're both really nice in their own different ways, aren't they?
Beautiful architecture. So you've got the old city walls at some point, and you have a fort guarding the entrance to the river, which is where they built the marina at the end of that river.
And you can actually go in there, can't you, Norm, in the fort?
You can. And the walk along the river, it's like a promenade.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Very much so.
Yeah,
and
really
you can get all your favourite tours from there, on the boats, going to Bennegill Caves and all that good stuff. So Lagos has been a place that we've really liked. There's some rugged cliffs just to the west of the town, but it's a really nice place to visit.
It is, and certainly one that you could put on your list.
And it is a slightly bigger town, so it's one of the larger towns in the Algarve. So there, major towns in the Algarve that we really like and would give you a good choice of bases for your snowbirding adventure in the winter.
Yes.
So we hope everybody's keeping well.
And staying safe.
And until the next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.